Welcome to the first episode of Meet the Team, the podcast on the Majors Garage YouTube channel, where we learn about the different members of the Majors Garage and Majors Garage esports team. Learn about their backstory, what their role is in the team, and much more. Today is kind of a special episode because one, I have my cat laying on my bed in my sleeping room. He will probably walk a bit around and you will probably see it throughout the podcast. He's already coming because I called him. Here he goes. Our special guest today, my cat. And the other guest, the first guest for the series, is here today. Jason McSparron. How are you today? Or this morning for you? Because it's morning for you, am I right?
Yes, it's about 10 to 6 in the morning here, and I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, wow. Can you introduce yourself a bit? I saw that my camera has glitched out, so while you're introducing yourself, I will hopefully fix it.
Okay, I'm Jason McSparron, and I am from West Fargo, North Dakota, and I got invited to join into the Majors Garage esports team a couple months ago, and I'm just trying to find my footing with the team and continue to improve.
Nice to hear. My camera is luckily back. I think I can be wrong, but didn't we join at the same time? Like, I think I remember that, like, when they just sent out mails and invites, that we kind of joined the Discord and at the same time and asked to join the team? Or can I be wrong?
No, that sounds right. There was a fairly good-sized group that joined.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get some more active members, and so they put the invite out for people to put their names in, and then I think they just selected who they thought would be a good fit.
For sure. A lot have changed since then. Like I have become the social media manager of Majors Garage. A lot of new members joined, and we joined a lot of new leagues and do a lot of practice. But let's get into it. You're from America, am I right?
Yes, I'm from North Dakota.
Yes. A stereotypical thing about America is, of course, NASCAR racing. Do you do that, or what is your main, what is your main car that you drive or series?
So I do watch some NASCAR. I watch a lot of the IMSA racing. Kind of transition from NASCAR into the IMSA. With the F1 races going to Apple TV, I'm not able to watch them anymore. But the Mercedes W13 is the car. I raced the full Grand Prix Tour, and I can't believe that I'm actually leading the division I'm in for this season's Grand Prix Tour, but I'm just finding that survival is the name of the game in those full-length races, because I've been in races with 9,000 iRating drivers, and my iRating is up to like 2,250. So a majority of the splits I'm in now are top split, and you see these guys with 9,000 iRating, and I'm like, yep, those guys are all 30 years younger than me, but that's okay.
Let's talk about it a bit later. That tour, that division that you are doing. First, let's know you a little bit more. Like you said just before, you switched from NASCAR to IMSA. What do you like about IMSA more than NASCAR?
Just the multi-class racing. With the GT3s, the Corvettes, the American cars, the Corvettes, the Mustangs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Ford dealership here in Fargo got one of the GT3 Mustangs in, and so you got to go look at it, and it's just like, okay, that's the car basically that you see in IMSA minus all of the racing equipment, and it's just, I don't know, the 4 different classes that you can watch. The endurance racing portion is what I enjoy the most, is, the strategy that goes into the last few hours of some of the 24-hour races gets really interesting when you get really good commentators that know enough to keep you sucked in so you can't turn it off.
For sure. I think the same thing. I do endurance racing too. It's so much fun to just enjoy the racing, enjoy driving, not stress too hard about the racing, and because of that you have good pace, you crash less. Because in endurance racing, especially iRacing special events, it's almost just about not crashing the whole race, 24 hours, not crashing, and especially in, for example, Nürburgring 24, that's hard. Yep. In the night, whew.
Yep.
I just did Nürburgring 24, and the night stint, I did one. It felt like 3 hours. It was hard. Yep. I switched sectors of the track. Whew. It was hard, but
yeah.
Surviving is everything. Multiclass is also so fun. Having having the adrenaline the whole race, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Do you drive mostly like the slower car classes or faster car classes?
I started out doing more of the GTP cars, and I have switched to the GT3s. I'm comfortable in the Mustang for whatever reason. It's just a car I've learned to drive over some time, and the Mustang is just a heavier car, and you brake so much differently than some of the other GT3 cars. It's a fun car to drive. I enjoy it. It sounds cool on my speakers when I'm racing, and that's one of the reasons why I drive it. It's just, I did have a Mustang convertible at one time, so I'm kind of partial to the Ford.
Let's talk a bit about something special about you. Like in iRacing, I think the average age is like maybe 20, probably even less. Like there are a lot of kids right there in it. In general sim racing, it's between 20 and 30, let's say. You're 54? Am I right?
Yeah, I'm 55.
55.
I've been on the iRacing platform for about 10 years now. I got into it for the dirt racing, and it's evolved since then into the IMSA and the Formula One and the NASCAR, and
just everything.
I enjoy the full length race. Yep, a little bit of everything.
That's always nice. Like, because of your age, how does it feel for you? Do you feel like you have less of a chance to win, or do you feel like you have more experience in racing and can outsmart people maybe?
I struggle because I feel like I'm slower than all the younger kids, but sometimes, just more. I have more patience, I think, than some of the other drivers that are in the sessions I'm in, and I kind of use that as a gauge, because I can get behind somebody and learn a little bit from their racing lines maybe, and I'm just here to learn and try to get faster.
Indeed, it's all about having fun, all about being as fast as possible. and also being social. Like sim racing for a lot of people is a sport, so that requires a lot of power, let's say, and energy. Do you feel like you're behind people because you're a bit older than them, because it's a sport, or do you think it doesn't really matter that much?
You know, I don't know that it matters. I do it because I enjoy it, and um, I do get frustrated when I get wrecked or, um, somebody does something silly and you
Mhm.
end up getting wrecked out of some of these races. And um, I try not to get overly frustrated with it, but sometimes it just happens. And um, you have you have to remember that we do it because we enjoy it, and um, the more you do it, the better you get. The more you enjoy it, and um, it's something you just have to try and learn to not get overly stressed out about.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen, and those things happen to the real life drivers too. And um, I watch quite a few different channels where guys are doing it and trying to get into an actual race car, and you know you watch their frustrations and what
Hmm.
they're going through, and it's just like, here I am sitting in my racing sim at home, and I've got a few friends that have come over and will jump in the sim. And um, the one guy, he came over back when I was running a VR headset, and he got spatially disoriented. He almost got sick sitting in the sim. So, it's different for everyone, and it's something I do to kind of take my mind off some of the health issues I've got too. So I just enjoy it and gives me something to do during the day.
For sure, it's a hobby for everyone, or most of the people. For some of them, it's a job. Like for most of the people, realistically, 95%, it's just a hobby. It's to have fun, and it's not great to stress about it too much. Sure, you can practice a lot, you can prepare so much for special events, and put all your energy in. But at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. There's a little chance that you'll get in pro driving. And I think one of the most important things in sim racing is also the mental state. Like, just accepting that you won't be an esports driver or won't become a real racing driver helps a lot. Or it might be me, but it helps a lot. Like accepting that, knowing that you don't need to practice every day for 6 hours, knowing that you can take breaks, knowing that one little mistake doesn't make a huge difference, doesn't make a huge impact on your career, and that it's just about enjoying yourself, enjoying other people in your team, and not to stress too hard about it, escaping reality even sometimes for some people, like you said, and chill about it and just have fun, you know? What do you think about
Yep.
that?
Well, I race with a couple different groups, and it's always fun to just get in, meet new people. Um, I enjoy the conversation and just seeing what other people do and how their setups are, and learning from them. It's
Mhm.
everyone has different equipment. I run a lot of the Fanatec stuff, and um, you learn other people like SimCube, other people like the Logitech stuff, and there's so much equipment out there anymore, and it's, yes, equipment can make you faster, but it's understanding more of the car. And the only way I learn that stuff is talking to people that have been around some of these other car types, and you know how to set different settings in your sim. I'm just smart enough to destroy my simming computer, so it's interesting when you start talking to folks about different settings and all of the different things for all of your equipment. So um, I learn something just about every time I jump in the sim.
That's true. It's more about racing. It's more than just racing. Like more than just braking, accelerating, and turning the wheel. It's about friendship, like you said, the gear that people have. We can talk about that too so much. There's so much to say about it in sim racing. There are so many stuff you can talk about. Like I just saw on Instagram Reels that someone made a drinking machine that you can handlessly like push a button on your wheel and then get some energy drink or something, what you like, of course, in your mouth. People innovate so much, try to be as realistically as possible, and it's so interesting to see, so fascinating that people would love to do that, love to spend time and money and energy on that just to make it more fun to drive, make it more realistic as possible, and have the most amount of fun in general. And I think we can still innovate a lot with gear as a community, as a sim like iRacing. Of course, it's not perfect iRacing. It has quite a bit of problems, but we'll talk about that later in general iRacing. But I think we can innovate. The future is bright, to say the least, and every day something new will get made, and I'm looking forward to see what is going to happen.
Yes. Yeah, it sounds like, every 12 or 13 weeks, iRacing comes with something different. And, iRacing is the only racing sim that I use. I don't get into the Astra Corsa or like the F1 games. I've just only ever been in iRacing. I do the 8 races in a series to get the $10 credit back from iRacing, and you can pick 2 series and do that. And when you get into a certain rhythm with what days you race on, you'll notice a lot of the names are very familiar in your splits. And I've gotten to meet a couple of guys and chat with them that are in the Grand Prix Tour. It's the same folks race 1 or 2 of the sessions every week that series is. And I did try to do the full NASCAR season a couple years ago, and boy, that's a huge time commitment. But it's all of those series change every year with what comes out for the new content or new tracks. The Grand Prix Tour just ran Miami, and I've never run that track, and I was in the top split, and I was pulling over a lot because I just can't figure out some of the turns where these guys are just flying through them, and my car doesn't have the grip theirs does. So it is a lot of fun.
For sure, iRacing has so much possibilities in general. It's also personal. Like, I personally drive less official races, to be honest. I like the GT3 Endurance series and DTM, but I mostly focus on special events. Like every one or 2 months, there is a special events. Mostly I do endurance, and then I just focus
Sure.
on that almost every day. Practice almost every day for that couple of hour races. I just focus on that. Because of that, I sadly don't get a ton of iRating. It's quite not
Yep.
a efficient way to get iRating, to be honest. But it's also a very nice thing about iRacing that it's just not only um, driving in official races, but also like very special races, big races that a lot of people drive that you want to focus on and that you want to prepare from. Like for example, Assetto Corsa doesn't really have that. It has a lot of mods, a lot of leaks, online racing, but that's it. Let's say Assetto Corsa in general is huge. It's so much fun. Don't get me wrong. Like those mods, you have so much opportunity with so many cars, even realistic F1 cars, where the real F1 drivers practice on Assetto Corsa with the mod. But it just doesn't have that one thing that you want to prepare for, where you want to commit for. Not like a big race where everyone can come together. Same with the F1 games. It's just leagues and driving on your own almost. And that's the most important thing for me about iRacing. There's so much opportunity too. Like all the cars are realistic. There are a ton of tracks. But those big events that you want to prepare and commit for, that is what pulls me to iRacing and wants me to stay there and pay $10 per month. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. I can say that.
No. Yeah, and with the Majors series, I've been a part of that for I think 7 or 8 years now, and the people I've met, I talked to some folks from all over the world, and like you and I chatting this morning, it's the real life events, and it's a lot of fun just due to like last weekend was the Indy 500, and we had a great time the practicing for qualification and trying to find the proper race trim. And I think iRacing's next major event, 500, and I think that's coming up this weekend. So it's going to be, running the major series. Some of that stuff transfers over right away into some of the major events like that. But it's just a lot of, there's a lot of crowd, and I like doing the endurance stuff too. And I don't remember the name of the official races, but there's some of the 2 to 3 hour races that you can do solo without getting disqualified.
For sure. I love those. Just an evening on iRacing, just a 2 hour race, and have some fun. Fight a bit with other people. I love that. Like you said also, next special event, Indy 500. I think it's this week or next week. Not sure.
Yeah, I think it's this week. If I saw some posts in one of the Discord groups, but I haven't made the time to decide if I'm gonna run it again or not. It's tough because you, inside of the major series, you race with the same folks week in or race in, race out, so you know who you can trust and who you can't, who you can race hard, and trust that they're not just gonna come run through you if you make a mistake. They're gonna, you get the respect of everyone else because of the splits you're in and just time with the league.
Yeah, that is for sure true. Like leagues are of the most important things to in a set of cars or in iRacing, in any racing game. Like, especially iRacing, you see open lobbies and official races. People think they're the new Max Verstappen and just wreck you every corner. People forget to brake. There are so many people out there. Doesn't matter what split you're in even. People just crash you for no reason, and sadly doesn't always get punished for it. Which is one of the saddest thing about iRacing in my opinion. Like, the netcode of course doesn't really help. Especially like if you're racing hard, if you're racing close, like NASCAR, you're always close together. Or endurance racing, and especially multi-class, where people try to overtake you if you're a slower car, and netcode decides that you're too close together while you're actually not. And that can ruin your vibe in special events and in general how you see iRacing, because it can ruin a lot of races that you practiced a lot for.
Yep.
I think it's a bit holy. I think it's time for some speed questions in the middle of the podcast. This is a section. We have two sections in the middle of the podcast where I'm gonna ask very fast some questions to him. The first section, the first break, let's say, is about just speed questions in general. You need to answer as fast as possible. You can give a little explanation, but keep it as short as possible. And the next section, but it's gonna be after we talked a bit more, is about choosing one of the two. I give two options in total, and you need to choose one. You also can give a little explanation, but try to keep it quite short. So let's start with the speed questions. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Pineapple on pizza or not?
Yes. Pizza. Pineapple on pizza.
Favorite movie?
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, a classic. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Sorry.
My cat is not happy. Favorite driver?
Boy. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Worst and best purchase that you ever did?
Could you repeat that? You kind of broke up.
The worst and best purchase that you ever did in your life?
Couldn't quite understand you.
The worst purchase that you ever had?
Oh, purchase. Best purchase, the 2019 convertible Mustang that we had. And worst is, and a 3D printer that really wasn't what the guy said it was.
A scam. The best vacation place you ever been to?
Orange Beach, Alabama.
Ooh. Nature or city?
Nature.
Who is the goat of simracing?
Oh boy.
Speed question? Answer it as soon as possible.
Christian Challenger.
Best candy?
M&M's.
Red Bull or Monster?
Monster.
Last one. Your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Yes. My favorite is also pizza. Volvo is close, but that is it for the first break for the speed questions. I ask all of the people that come on this podcast the same questions to see what we differ. The difference between all the drivers and what we think the same. And I think it's gonna be interesting to see. Let's talk a bit about the Majors Garage, because you have been a part of it not that long, but quite a bit already, and also the Major Series. You started with Major Series before you joined Majors Garage, right? I think?
Yes. I joined the Major Series, I think 7 or 8 years ago. I'd have to go look at my profile, but I'm approaching the 70 races with the series. So I made the Ironman 1 year after I blew a disc out of my back, and I don't like missing the Majors races because they are very enjoyable. They are very.
I think you fell a bit away. Can you repeat that last part a bit?
So I just enjoy the Major Series after being around for so long. It's some of the races are stressful, but some of them are they're all a lot of fun. It's just, again, knowing who's around you, and with the Major Series, you kind of know who you can trust to race close with and who you need to give a little bit of space to.
That's true. The Majors 24, the signups are open, and it's in a month. Are you gonna race it? Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to it? What are your plans for it?
I'm hoping Kingsman will put a team together. I have a feeling that we'll start prepping for that here in the very, very near future. I know there's also one of the Majors races coming up here in another 3 weeks, I think it is. Maybe it's 4 weeks from now, but yeah, we're gonna start putting a setup together for that here pretty soon.
Yes, talking about setups, Majors Garage. Do you use their setups? Do you like their setups? How did you find out about them?
Our team, we try to use the Majors Garage setups, and I found out about Majors Garage through racing with the Majors and how it's grown over the years. It's so much different now than when it first started, and Mike and the group make it a lot of fun. Most of the time the setups are pretty good. There's a few of them that I've had to tweak to fit my driving style and the lack of feeling I have in my brake foot. So, but setups, everyone drives just a little bit different, so you just have to adapt for your driving style.
That's true. Of course, setups are for everyone different. Somebody wouldn't like maybe an esports setup, but some people like it. It just depends on your driving style, but also for the viewers watching, if you want a setup if you want even a free baseline very good setup, go to majorsgarage.com. One of the best sites, or even in my opinion, the best site for setups for iRacing. We have over 70, almost 80 cars setups in total. A lot of them are free, I think 50% plus. And if you even want to get a faster setup, you can pay a couple of dollars. It's like $3 or something. It's almost nothing to get an even faster setup. So don't forget to go to majorsgarage.com for your free baseline or setup. Yeah. You just said you raced in the Major Series before you found out about Majors Garage. How did you find out about Major Series, that it existed?
I honestly don't remember, because it's been I think 8 years. And at the time, I think it was called the Pacific Majors,
Oh.
and it was just in its, a very new league at the time, if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly. It had been around for a while, but they were doing full length races, and that's something I was looking for, and not something that was every month. And I've won a couple of splits over time, and um, the group that I race with Kingsman, we get together and we'll try to be in the same practice servers just to talk about setups and changes for individuals, and uh, just the practicing together and learning lines and stuff like that. So we do try to do a lot of that. There's a lot of solo practice and AI time um, for racing in traffic. If the practice sessions that you jump into don't have a lot of folks, I'll jump in for and set up an hour session with the AI and practice so that you get used to being in traffic.
Yeah. How does your week look like as a sim racer? Do you practice like every day for the major series? Do you so? Because you also did like specific times or specific days for official races. How does your week schedule look like?
I usually try to do my 2 official races Tuesday or Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
so that they're out of the way. Most of the time it's Wednesdays. For the major series, the American region races on Sundays at 6 p.m. local time here. So the week before practices start on the Saturday before our race day, and qualifying. And if I get a couple qualifying attempts, I'll usually try to qualify on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then pay attention to where I'm at as far as split placement, and then take the second attempt on Friday afternoon. Um, and that gives you some more time to get more laps in. And sometimes it's not even about racing your qualification setup, it's just um, putting in laps. um, there were a couple of races last year where I'd put in 1,500 to 2,000 laps
Whew.
prior to the race. And those races, you know I tend to do better because I've got more laps, and you learn where you can and can't get on the gas real hard, and the intricacies of a racing surface, because you can come out of some of the road course corners, and if you hit the gas too hard in a certain spot, you're going to lose the back of the car, or your car's going to push super hard and you'll end up in the wall or doing donuts through the grass uncontrollably.
Yeah, finding the limits on the track, knowing different lines what to take when you're, for example, fighting, or even just getting used to the weather, getting used to the track and car combo. And with different weathers in iRacing, the grip is totally different, so you wanna get used to it all, knowing what you can do, what you not can do, and then you're confident. And if you're confident, you just make less mistakes than if you're not confident. Even though if you maybe are the same pace, the same skill, just confidence is very very important in racing, and not getting sidetracked in your head, not falling asleep in endurance races, and then you accidentally
Yes.
crash. What race or event are you practicing for right now? Is there like one big thing that you're practicing for, or do you just like practice for every week a different track?
I just kind of take what the official races give us, and if I'll start practicing for the next major series race in the background. If I've got hour here or there, I will use the settings or the weather conditions, because you can adjust those in the test sessions, and I will go out and set up a test session for the next majors race, and then um, run them, or I'll set up a test session for the Operation Motorsports race that I would run, or the different leagues. You can test drive those sessions if they're set up, or you just set up test drives on your own, or set up AI races, and it just gives you something to do for an hour. I try to keep my testing sessions to an hour-ish, so that you can get up, walk away, and come back and apply what you learned from the last session. You're only going to learn so much, and about an hour is my attention span. So anything more than that, it just feels like you're kind of chasing your tail. And
in sim racing, you need breaks. It's very important to just say, stop it, I'm just gonna take a break, even for like 10 minutes, and after that you will be much better, like with confident feeling, energy, and just even when you're practicing for a 24-hour race, like 2 weeks beforehand, if you practice like every day, just say like, I'm gonna race today, I'm not gonna race today, just gonna chill out, and I will practice tomorrow again, but not today. And I see that helps a lot, like even in the mental state, but also for the race itself, that you get a better feel, better confidence, and make less mistakes if you take breaks and not practice too much. Mentally also very important.
Yep. Yeah, because if I put in too long of a session, I could start to get frustrated, and I'll make the same mistake over and over again. Well, if you park the car, walk away for, like you said, 10 minutes, come back, and you start, turning laps again. What I have found works for me is run a full tank of fuel for some of the endurance races. That way you get a feel for the car full of gas, and how it feels when you're half a tank of fuel and you've got tires that are maybe starting to show their wear, and a light car on fuel, and how it handles with tires that are probably overheated, or you've maybe bald spotted a couple times or whatnot, and just gives you a feeling for the car the whole stint, because the car and the handling does change through a full fuel stint. It's crazy.
That's true. You just said like you do only 1 hour of practice sessions, one at a time, but you also do endurance races. Do you only do like 1 hour stints, or do you like do double stints too?
So I think the longest stint I've ever done was like 6 hours. We had a guy not show up, and the guy that was spotting for me needed to go take a nap. So it was the middle of the night during Daytona, and my stint started at midnight, and I think I lasted till about 6 o'clock before I had to park the car, because I was falling asleep and I didn't want to wreck somebody. So we just parked the car, and the driver that was supposed to show up at like 3 a.m. showed up at 7 in the morning and took over with the car in the pits, engine off, because otherwise it just sits there and blows itself up. So you just do what you can, and it's just I enjoy it. We had a car at Sebring, and the guy that qualified it took off, started the race, made it about 30 minutes into the fuel stint, and was bumped, and it went into the tires, and was like 20 minutes of repairs, and he's like, I think we're just done. We'll just call it, we're not going to be competitive. So I hung on, car get fixed, jumped in. It was handling really good. I think I did like 4 hours. Came back later, did another 4 hours. You still get disqualified because you don't get your fair share from everybody else, but it's just fun to be in that environment. I enjoy the endurance racing like that, so.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for that you did that. 6 hours is a lot. Also, 6 hours at a time is a ton for sim racing. It's a sport for a reason, and I don't think I will even get 4 hours in. My brain would just fall asleep. And for the Sebring, I also have so much respect. People who, even though they get damage, don't DNF. I think that's also one of the big rules in sim racing. Just don't, even though you get bumped if you have damage, don't DNF. It's about having fun and not only about being competitive and just driving. And that's what it's important, not just winning and being competitive. Like DNFing only makes you sad afterwards, and going on later will get you a good feeling, in my opinion. So not DNFing is one of the biggest things, and especially in the beginning of a endurance race, there's a lot of chance you get the place back.
Yeah, the endurance racing thing is the biggest thing for me. Is not about being fast. It's consistent lap times, running clean laps, and finishing. And if you can get a team to the end, that's really the biggest. I get the most out of just being on a team that will fight to finish it and not give up.
Yeah, indeed. It's about fighting, not always being having the best lap times ever. It's time for the second break. The second, second speed question part of the podcast. This time it's about choosing one of the two options that I give you. You can not answer something else, only one of the two things. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Try also to be as fast as possible with your answers.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. iRacing or LMU?
iRacing.
NASCAR or IndyCar?
IndyCar.
Jarno Opmeer or Sebastian Job?
Sebastian Job.
Endurance races or sprint races?
Endurance races.
Night races or day races?
Night races.
Moza or Fanatec?
Fanatec.
Fixed setups or open setups?
Open setups.
Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton?
Oh boy, Max Verstappen.
Rolling start or standing start?
Rolling start.
Noordslijven or Spa?
Spa.
Last one, Major's Garage setups or Heimer setups?
Major's Garage.
Yes. Was it difficult with some? Because I saw you struggle a bit.
Yeah, I like Lewis Hamilton. I like Max Verstappen. You know, they are both amazing drivers, and with team changes and whatnot for Lewis, it's been fun to see him transition to. He's with Ferrari, I believe now, and he is. They all seem, very fan friendly. Where if they're out, they haven't let their success kind of take away from their giving back.
Yeah, Ferrari last year was not the greatest. Lewis was a bit struggling in Ferrari. That was very clear.
Yes.
This year
Yep.
it's better, but for sure not what he expected when signing with Ferrari. That's for sure. He had
Yep.
damage uh, this weekend at what was it again? Wow.
They were
Yeah,
at Miami this
Miami.
weekend, I believe.
Wow, my brain. Wow, at Miami he had a bit of damage. I thought with Colapinto or something, somehow. We didn't really see that. We also didn't see him a lot on television. But
Sure.
he was not the fastest. He scored some points, so that's good for him. He is getting better, more confident. The car is getting better. Look at Charles Leclerc. But he is still a bit struggling, sadly, for him. It's not great to watch. With Max Verstappen the same this year, last year, or especially this year, the car is not the greatest, especially the aerodynamica. Engine is pretty decent, but the aero is not getting better. Hopefully for them, it's going to be better. But F1 has changed a lot, I can say that. Like last year, I can see the difference between last year and this year. Last year, the teams that were on the back are now at the front. Let's say Haas. Wow, my brain. Haas. We have again Haas. We have with Colapinto, Alpine. We have what do you have otherwise? I don't remember. But the teams that were in front, like V Corp, are now at the back, and Williams, they are just spawned at the back, and it's interesting to see how it changes. Like Colapinto last year was so much at the back, and now scores points. I think he got 7th in Miami after the Leclerc penalty, so respect for that. Last year 19th, this year 7th. That's a big difference. And at V-Corp last year a podium at Zandvoort with Hedger, and now they are also going out in Q1 and Q2 most of the time. So, and F1 is so interesting.
There were a lot of changes like that are showing up this year, and isn't Cadillac gonna have a car for next season, I believe? And that sport is growing here in the US, where the F1 was mostly a European series, and now there are more races here in the US, Mexico, and it's amazing to see it grow. I just wish it wasn't on Apple TV so I could see it.
Even in Asia, it's also growing in Asia a ton. People are knowing it so much better, and it's nice to see it growing. I hope with the more fame, F1 will get better, like politics-wise, with the FIA, but also the car itself. Like this year, at the beginning, it was not the greatest, and I hope they will get better when they grow. But let's get back to sim racing, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
One of the biggest things again that you're special in compared to other sim racers is that you are pretty old, 55 years old. I'm 17, by the way. That's quite a big difference.
Okay.
So you have seen a lot. You said like you joined iRacing 10 years ago. That's quite a bit of time. What has changed a lot over the time with sim racing? Like let's say iRacing, like mechanically, but also the sim racing community, but also gear. What has changed about sim racing in general?
There's more cars. iRacing has brought more different series. They brought in the like the Pro 4s, the 4-wheel drive dirt trucks, the 2-wheel drive dirt trucks. They brought in, what are the newest ones? The iRacing, like the side-by-sides or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rain has recently arrived in iRacing within like the last year, which if you're not ready for rain, you have to practice in it.
It's hard.
Sim gear has changed. I mean, I started with the G29
Classic.
Logitech setup, and now I've got the Fanatec CSL stuff and the F1 wheel from Fanatec, and you know, now there's direct drive that are way more popular than the CSL equipment or some of the lower end equipment. Um, the brakes, your foot feet stuff, some of that equipment has come, and now there's motion sims that are affordable for people to have at home. Um, I have a 2x4 built sim desk and an actual race car seat uh, that I've got, and my rig has expanded over the last 10 years. I ran VR for about 3 years, and now I'm on triple monitors, and actually I've got 5 monitors here in my sim rig, and I'm trying to figure out how to enclose it, because you see some of the immersion stuff that people put in. I bought a Stream Deck XL to be able to put windshield wipers, pit comments, pit stops buttons to remove tires or click off your quick repair, or there's so much stuff that you can do with the different equipment that's out there, and it's changing, and sometimes monthly what you can get. There's iFlag, there's all this other equipment. I run Lovely Pit Wall for my racing stuff, and Discord chat. There's other chat programs that people use. It's just crazy how things are still evolving and getting better. And I'm kind of looking at buying a 80/20 rig to mount all of my stuff to, but I need the rig to be able to accept flight sim stuff, because I'm trying to get into flight simming. And so I mean, there's just so much that a person can do, but you got to have a good enough computer to run it, and that equipment changes every 2 or 3 months, it seems like, where they're coming out with something bigger and better.
Yeah. A lot of gear has changed, more realistic, more immersion for sure. People want to strive to immersion. Sometimes a bit too much in my opinion. But also the community, of course, it has grown a ton the last 10 years. Like, especially I'm guessing the last couple years, more and more it has grown. This it has become better in general, the community, because it has grown, or are the people more aggressive in racing and are more, let's say, stupid, make stupid moves for no reason, or didn't it really change?
It really depends on the server or the hosted session that you join in iRacing, how much dive bombing and over aggressive driving there is. It's calmed down some in the last 6 months to a year, because I think the big push for iRacing during the COVID stuff, iRacing exploded for memberships during that time, and now it's just, let's see where we go. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and you just have to understand that you may run into a lobby where you got a bunch of aggressive folks that are doing it.
Yeah, Are you looking to are you looking forward to the future of sim racing? How immersive it's gonna be, how the people are gonna be, and much more. How is your look on that?
I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes. I'm almost at the point where I'm ready to upgrade sim rigs, and the Sim Racing Expo is coming up here in the end of May in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, I had talked about going with my spouse, and we're just gonna avoid spending the money to go down there because I'd end up coming back with way too much money spent on sim rig equipment. And I've got some friends that are going to be there, and I've asked them to look at some stuff for me and get me some pricing so that I can look at upgrading my stuff down the road.
Yeah, it's so easy to spend a ton of money on racing in general, or especially sim racing. How much do you think you spent in total your whole career on racing and on sim racing?
Oh, there's, I've had 3 different racing computers, and I'm guessing there's probably close to $5,000 and stuff. I mean, when you look at $1,000, $1,500 for a computer, triple monitors cost me about $650. I mean, it all starts to add up, but when you do it over time, there's probably $6,000 worth of equipment that I've used over my career. And compared to a real race car, that's probably pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, that's true. Also, iRacing adds up itself, like subscription, $10 per month.
Yep.
The car is like $12 or something also, and the track
Yes.
also like 17. So if you
Yep.
buy a lot, it adds up very very fast. But I will say
Yes.
it's worth it. It's so much fun, sim racing. It's immersive, very immersive, and if you like it, why not do it if you have the money? You know?
Yep. Yes. It's a fun way to meet people from all over the world. I mean, I've talked to people from Australia, New Zealand, all over the U.S., Canada, South America, um, multiple people throughout Europe, and it's just been a fun way to meet people.
Yeah, for sure. It's getting more and more popular everywhere in the world. I love to see that more and more people are beginning to like it and are starting to get in the rig, let's say. Racing
Yep.
getting also more and more popular, more and more people joining, and that gives also more the chance to have a career in sim racing, not exactly as an esports hive, but for example, like a content creator as a team, that there is more of an audience to reach out to. My last question for today. It's been already more than an hour. I wish we had more time today because I have still a lot of questions for you. But my last question for today is: what are your plans for the future sim racing wise? What do you want to do? What do you want to get? Yeah, what are they?
So, it's I'm hoping that I can win the sports silver division for the American region at some point. I don't know if I'll get there, but all the guy can do is keep trying. I'm going to continue trying to hit all of the Grand Prix Tour races this year, and just focus on that, to try and win the division inside of iRacing for that, and just keep enjoying sim racing and learning new cars, tracks, that type of thing. It's just a fun way to get away from whatever during the day and upgrade equipment as needed and can just continue to have fun with it.
Yeah, the future is bright. There's so much possibility, so many cars. iRacing is working hard on getting more and more cars, more and more tracks out. And I am also looking out for it. We will see what's going to happen. But one thing is for sure, that sim racing is gonna go very hard the next couple of years. The future is bright.
Yeah.
It's gonna get more immersive and realistic. And I'm looking forward how it's gonna be in like 5 years. Because I'm for sure and driving myself then too. And I'm interested how I'm gonna be as an esport driver, as a driver myself, how everything looks compared to now, because I joined racing quite late, to be honest, compared to you especially. I'm used to this stuff, this many mods, this many games, simulators, and it's gonna be interesting how it's gonna look in 5 years time, because when there's more fans, there's more money for iRacing, there's more staff they can hire, and there's more tricks they can build, and they can build it faster. So it's gonna be very interesting, and it's gonna be fun. Do you have anything to say? Do you have any last words at the end?
Just thank you for doing this. You're taking your time to make the Majors Garage race team as a whole, all the different disciplines that are there, and bring awareness to that part of what we're doing, and to the Majors Garage for all of the support with setups and stuff. So
for sure. Thank you also. I want to thank you also so much for joining me today, because it's very early for you right now, I know that, compared to me. So thank you so much for taking part today. I liked it. I still have so many questions, but sadly we don't really have the time for, today. And for the viewers, there will be videos out made from me every Wednesday evening, my time, European time. I call that quality videos compared to the setup videos. So that will be like a podcast or the Oval series next week. Normally will be the next episode of the Oval series. More and more series I will start when the time is. And I have already 2 other podcasts planned with other people from the Majors Garage eSport and Majors Garage team in general. So look forward to that. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video, and enjoy the other content here on the Majors Garage channel. Don't forget to go to Majors Garage. If you can still apply for the Majors eSport team. If you want to do that, there's still a lot of place left, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'm looking forward to see you next time. Bye bye.